Scientists woke up to the impossible. Earth had split into two worlds, one half drifting into darkness, the other burning under endless sunlight. No warning, no escape. And what happened next shocked every country on Earth, because within hours, the planet itself began fighting for survival. But the most terrifying part, humans were still alive, on both sides. Imagine waking up and hearing alarms everywhere. Phones buzzing, news channels screaming, satellites sending impossible images from space. At first, scientists thought it was a glitch, but then telescopes confirmed it. A giant crack had opened through Earth's core, stretching across oceans, continents, and cities. Slowly, unbelievably, Earth separated into two massive planetary bodies. Two new worlds, both still carrying air, both still carrying water, both carrying billions of terrified humans. And nobody understood how survival was still possible. But before anyone could celebrate being alive, gravity started changing. Buildings began shaking harder than during any earthquake in history. In some cities, people suddenly became lighter, almost floating. In others, gravity became stronger, making movement difficult. Airplanes lost control mid-air. Ships vanished into giant ocean fractures. Massive waves hit coastlines within minutes. Entire countries lost electricity. People looked up and saw something impossible. A second Earth, hanging in the sky. Huge, close, terrifying. Imagine standing outside and seeing another world above your head, where your own continents used to be. And then scientists made a horrifying prediction. If both planets stayed too close, they could crash back together, and that would end everything. But the real danger had not even started yet, because within 24 hours, one side of Earth entered permanent daylight. The other side entered darkness, and temperatures began changing fast. The sun now reached only one of the new planets directly. One world became hotter every hour. Rivers dried, roads cracked, power grids failed from heat. People hid underground. Meanwhile, the second world froze. Snow fell in places that never saw winter. Cities turned silent under ice. Food supply collapsed immediately. Because farms no longer worked normally, and within days, governments stopped talking about borders. Now there was only one mission: keep humans alive. But something else shocked scientists even more. The oceans were moving between both planets because gravity between the two worlds kept pulling water upward. Huge water towers rose into the sky. Entire seas lifted like giant floating rivers. Imagine looking upward and seeing part of an ocean hanging above you. Some places flooded completely. Others lost all water. Millions had to move immediately. But moving where? No place was safe anymore. Volcanoes then began erupting because Earth's inner pressure had changed. One eruption triggered another. Ash-filled skies. Sunlight disappeared in many regions. And suddenly, even the hot world began cooling. But survival became harder for another reason. Communication between both planets was breaking. Families were separated forever. One half of humanity could see the other, but could never reach it, at least not yet, because someone had an insane idea. What if humans could travel between the two new Earths? And that idea changed everything. Every major nation began building emergency launch systems. Not for Mars, not for the Moon, for the other Earth. The closest planet was now literally our own lost half. Scientists calculated windows where spacecraft could cross safely, but there was danger. The gravity pull between both worlds created violent, invisible storms in space. The first mission launched anyway. Millions watched live. A small spacecraft rose through the atmosphere, crossed the darkness, and for the first time in history, humans landed on another Earth. That had once been their own planet, but what they found there was shocking. Cities frozen, cars buried in ice, entire streets abandoned. But signs of life remained. Some people had survived underground. And now humanity realized two civilizations were beginning separately. Months passed, and both worlds started changing humans differently. On the low-gravity world, people became taller. Movement became easier. Sports changed completely. Children jumped farther than ever before. On the stronger gravity world, bodies adapted differently. People became physically stronger, heavier muscles, denser bones. Even animals changed. Birds flew differently. Fish migrated strangely. Plants mutated under new sunlight patterns. Within years, the two Earths no longer felt like the same home. They became two separate futures. But one terrifying danger still remained: orbit instability. Because scientists discovered the planets were slowly drifting again, and one future path led directly toward collision. If they collided, both worlds would be destroyed instantly. No city would survive. No ocean would remain. So humanity had one final mission: move an entire planet. Slightly impossible. At first, yes, but then came the boldest project ever imagined. Massive engines were built across continents. Thousands of giant propulsion towers. Their purpose: push one world just enough to change orbit. For years, resources from both planets were combined. The two Earths worked together again. One civilization under heat, one civilization under ice. Connected by survival. Then the countdown began. Every person watched. Engines activated. Mountains shook. Atmosphere trembled. For several terrifying minutes, nobody knew if it worked. Then satellites confirmed. The orbit changed. Collision avoided. Humanity survived. But now there was a new reality. Not one Earth, two Earths, two skies, two futures. And every night, people looked upward, seeing another world glowing above them, knowing someone there was also looking back. A second Earth, a second chance. But one question still remained. If Earth could split once, could it happen again? And if you think that's impossible, wait until you hear what scientists say could happen if the moon suddenly disappeared for just 10 seconds.